What's good in the hoodie, y'all? It's me, Shine. Today I'm back with another video. In today's video, I am going to be doing another movie review. This movie is one that I actually watched twice, and I watched it a minute ago. But I did want to do a summary review. It's not a recent movie at all, but it was such a good movie that I really kind of did want to talk about it. I did mention it in my video I did a couple videos ago where I basically talk about underrated movies. I know I said I was going to talk about a few in there. I'll get to it when I get to it, but we got movies coming out left and right. I still need to watch Quiet Place for day one, and then I also need to watch Longlegs, which is probably going to be my next video, so make sure y'all tune in. Right, the movie that I'm going to be reviewing is called Profile. It's a thriller movie from 2018. It's a Screen Life movie, and it's based on a true story, right? So we're going to get into all the tea. We're going to get into all the mess. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. Start off with the summary. Profile is a movie that begins with a woman named Amy. Amy is a journalist who's trying to uncover a story of a Muslim militant extremist group. She makes a fake online profile on Facebook, which she pretends to be a young woman who just converted to Muslim. She uses the phony Facebook profile to connect with the recruiters who are looking for jihadist wives. This is where we meet BL. I think that's how you pronounce it. For the sake of me telling the thing, I'm just calling B. B is a man from Syria and is on a hunt for a wife. At least that's what he says he's looking for. Amy and BL connect while Amy must consistently prove she is true to the Muslim culture without blowing her cover. Mind you, this is a European white woman that's trying to convince that she's in Muslim culture and everything, right? So she does her research and she, does her dues. He would make advances to her, obviously talking about how beautiful she is and how he wants to provide for her and give her everything, living in a big house, everything of the sort. She starts to kind of play along, and with her playing along, he begins to really try to convince her more and more to come to Syria. This is where we see a shift. In Amy's personal life, things are kind of declining. Her relationship with her boyfriend begins to get bad, and she barely ends up starting to contact her friend. She only seemed to contact B. At this point, her getting this information from him seemed like her most important thing, which also made it seem like she was practically falling for this man. They were on a call where he ended up being bombed, and she was during this call she was inside of a store showing his childhood candy that he liked, and then she ended up dropping to the floor, crying and screaming inside of the store. She ended up not even wanting to publish the story, saying that she truly believed that he wasn't a bad guy and that he didn't deserve to be exposed like this. Ended up being alive and then begged for her hand in marriage. She said 2 words: I do. This final stretch of the movie kind of starts to intensify as B starts to give Amy step-by-step instructions on how she can get into Syria. He told her to fly to another country. I forgot, the name of this other country, but he told her to fly into another country, in which she did. Then her last step was to now fly into Syria to meet him, but the plans changed. He said that she had to meet with another man instead. Amy begins to get furious and becomes reckless with concealing her identity at this point. She didn't fly into Syria, and BL begins to now contact her on her personal phone number that he got. He then found her name, address, etc., where she worked and everything, right? And he threatened her if she ended up publishing anything about her research. Amy is now aware that her life is really in danger and that he only wanted to put her in human trafficking, and that's why he wasn't even going to make her a wife. He wanted to put her into human trafficking. Once that really came into her mind and everything, she really became so less empathetic for him. She ended up publishing the story, in which she then had to change her name and her address because she was worried about being killed. The men, which is B and the 3 other people, were arrested and charged for their crimes. So that's pretty much the end of the summary. Like I said, I kind of just wrapped this movie. It's a pretty good movie, but it's more of like you have to watch to kind of like really get into it. Or like to really see like the dramatic of it. I know the summary was pretty short, but trust me, it's a lot that happens. It's deep, right? So when it comes to my review, I don't really have like certain points I just wanted to say, but like first of all, I truly think that when basically this is based off of a real situation where like young girls in Europe were literally converting to Muslim and then going to Syria and ending up in human trafficking or being like the one of many wives to like one man and stuff like that, or like just being killed the second that they wanted to leave and stuff like that, right? But it's like when you watch this, you're gonna understand. Because at first I'm like, how are these like 16-year-olds finding themselves in these situations, you know? But it's like literally the girl that they like originally talked about, she had like no good parents really watching over her. So yeah, she ended up converting because she wanted to fit in. Like that's essentially what she said. She wanted to fit in because everyone was converting at the time. But then when she moved out, and mind you, she's like a popular influencer, but when she moved to Syria, she couldn't post on the internet like she was. And then she tried to come back home, they killed her. And it was like, I understood because the way B was talking, BL, the way he was talking, yeah, I would flight to Syria, right? Like, not only is he like a handsome dude himself, like the actors, right? T, but then he was like convincing, basically being so convincing, like he truly loved this woman. He really wanted to be with her, being on like FaceTime calls all the time or whatever the case may be, stuff like that. Yeah. And I feel like that this movie truly encaptured that like feeling. Like you really truly get that like sense of like, yeah, I understand how they ended up in this. Because even going told through Amy's perspective, it was like you slowly see her take this case and like really dive into it to the point where it really seemed like she truly had feelings for this man, in which she did. But then when she realized that he really wasn't about what he was saying he was about, she was like, yeah, no, cut it and expose the story, whatever the case may be. Like I do like the fact that this was told through a Screen Life movie, and that's how I found it, because I was like in the whole phase where I just was watching Screen Life movies. So specifically thriller horror. I watched this and I was like once it really got to the point like where she got reckless at was when she like really started to like kind of show everything. She was like, oh yeah, here's, you know, where she like her phone died, but then she was like, yeah, I have a whole second phone. And it was like, you have 2 phones, like you just exposed that to him like easily like that. And then it was like, oh, here's my ticket, and then her showing the ticket to him and stuff like that with her name, obviously her old government printed on it. And then also she showed up on camera like showing her outside of her apartment, and she was showing how she looked without the, you know, I don't know what hijab on and everything, things like that. Girl, you got reckless because you got comfortable. But I get it. Overall, I really do think that this was just a good movie. Like, it's a good thing to watch. Like, first of all, it's a thriller. So if you into thrillers, tune in. And then, like, or even like kind of like, I guess this will be considered a drama documentary, but if you're interested in like that, I would recommend watching it. Like, it's really good and like really get you in that mode where like you understand why certain things happen, or you understand certain things and things like that. And then this was a real life event or whatever the case may be. So right? So I know this video is kind of short, but that'll be it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Don't forget to hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to comment down below. And yeah, see ya.